And away we go, Jeremy. It's that time. Thank you, Candace.
We got a lot to talk about tonight.
It's that time of week, y'all. Happy Sunday Fun Day. Welcome to our weekly Sunday live stream. Coming to you live from Otter Creek, Florida. If you're tuning in real time at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, we get to read your comments in the live chat. And Jeremy usually likes to start the live off with a song.
I think you should sing this week.
Take them away, Jeremy.
Did I tell you that I'm 11.5% Irish?
Yes, you told the entire planet that you were
Just making sure.
Irish.
Sure. Many people don't know that my great-grandma and Graham and Bomp, their last name was Hartley. I very seriously, I said 11.5. It's 12.5. I very seriously am that much Irish from my mom's side. Well, I've got
Mom,
which probably contributes to
where the accent comes from.
Yeah, because I've got karma to my left. I got karma to my right.
It's everywhere.
I got karma every day, and I've got karma every night.
Leave him alone, karma.
Crazy thing happened this week. Picking up a storage unit, 3 sheriff deputies. You're going to learn all about this tomorrow, and still karma hit me so hard. Oh my goodness.
Right in the bald spot.
Karma to my left, and I got karma to my right, and I got karma every day, and I got karma every night. So when the lies are lying about you because of their jealousy and hate, keep on winning while they're spinning the lies they propagate. So here's one for the stalkers that took their markers and put the signs around the town, and one for the deuce who the judge of truth laughs and turns him down. Cause I got karma to my left, and I got karma to my right, and I got karma every day, I got karma every night. When the lies lying about you because of their jealousy and hate, keep on winning while they're spinning the lies they propagate. So here's one for the trolls who went to jail, and one for the crooks that are out on bail, and one for the fans of What the Hales who love to see fools fail. Cause I got karma to my left, and I got karma to my right, and I got karma every day, and I've got karma every night. When the lies are lying about you because of their jealousy and hate, keep on winning while they're spinning the lies they propagate. Everybody now, you ready? Here we go. I got karma to my left, I got karma to my right, I got karma every day, and I've got karma every night. When the lies lying about you because of their jealousy and hate, keep on winning while they're spinning the lies they propagate.
Thanks, Ramblin'.
And speaking about all the liars and the spins, my goodness, what a week of lies and spins.
They just can't help themselves.
I think what they really need to remember is, remember when we asked for their opinion? Yep, me either. And the reality is they would never have a view, and nobody would watch unless they were talking about
this is lives. True. Very, very
Pretty
true.
sad and pathetic that they can't come up with their own stuff.
You want proof? Go back and look at the numbers.
Proof! Let's talk about some spinning and some proof here tonight. Now, earlier this week, we shared that Lynette and Crook are selling things at the Island Trading Post and at the Chiefland's Flea Market. Mm-hmm. Now, we specified particularly child toys.
Well, hold on a second. Okay. I thought she was paralyzed to her property. So how is it possible that she's able to sell things off at these places?
Polymop, paragraph 19. Full deck of cards. Trump. All in.
I'm sorry, but if you're paralyzed to your property, but you're seen at all these places.
Well, this is what I really want to know. Why, if she's telling sheriff deputies that she doesn't even know where her next meal is coming from, they obviously don't know her story. Wouldn't the child be more important than her? And if she's paralyzed, why isn't the electric bike that was donated to her up for sale and not toys for the kid? Why aren't the new phones up for sale? The new electronics up for sale? Remember, because this entire anti-what the Hales ecosystem are all bragging online. They got new phones, new electronics, the whole deal. Wiping everything clean, thinking it's somehow going away. Why is that not going up for sale? Because we already know they're on government assistance and the government is giving them their phones anyway. So why aren't these things? What about the new Timberland boots? What about the things for the adults? Why aren't these things up for sale? Why impact negatively this child who she tells the world has literally nothing and doesn't even know where the next meal is coming from?
And that the child is bedbound.
Interesting. But their narrative is that I drive by every day to try and film a child. That's their narrative. Child doesn't know where the child's going to eat, what it's going to eat, not potty trained whatsoever. Oh, you think
Wait, hold
maybe...
on a second. Last I knew, they came with multiple YouTube channels just to film that child. Interesting, huh?
That is rather interesting, isn't it? That is rather interesting. Yeah. Interesting. That is. Let's just call it what it is. Disgusting, horrific behavior by these fools. Absolutely disgusting, horrific behavior. The lies, the spinning, the scamming, the conning, it's horrific. No doubt about it.
It is. And she tried to pull that fast one on us, and we spotted it right away. We knew right away something did not add up. Her stories had many holes in it and did not add up. Why would she move to a poor county further away from the metabolic team, the specialists of the child, if the child was so sick and so ill?
George, you know why she did it. She posted it on Facebook. It was to be closer to her friend that lives in the Carolinas. But she's also posted that God didn't create her to have any friends. And yes, we have all the receipts. And we've shown them in the past, and you probably have seen them as well. So we're not going to take all that time right now because we have so many other things to talk about. It's like when we were going over Gabe's record in history. We didn't go through his rug charges from 2004 when he actually was using alias and stole. I refuse to look under the dress to find out if that is true or not. I don't want.
I bet Crickwood, he's into honey buns.
Oh, yeah, well.
On men.
That's true. That is true. He's been after mine this entire time. So, speaking about disgusting behavior, which you were just talking about, disgusting things, you also have Deuce writing. Okay, so first of all, we've been very open stating that the CPOs have been completely and totally violated by Deuce. Third-party communication, and Lynette and Crook are going to be held accountable, and others are going to be held accountable as well. They've given access to the Walrus, to their cameras to harass us. Deuce is bringing in other people to harass us, and this is all going into the Ohio court. So Deuce, in a he knows the ship is sinking. He knows, and his nose ain't going to float above to get air, no matter how big it is. The ship is done sinking. And in a desperate attempt, threats, and he's sharing it with other individuals. He's sharing the messages, the threats to my Ohio legal team, which my Ohio legal team did not take very kindly whatsoever. So here's what I will share about that. By the way, this is very unethical and very illegal, as Deuce tries to insinuate that he is the lawyer representing her in Ohio. Okay. Now, if you haven't seen this, I'm not going to tell you where you can see it. And no, I'm not even going to show it. It'll be fleshed out in court. There are some who have seen it. And if you see people asking the question, where have you seen it? You can go over to Megan Fox Investigates. You can go over to That Umbrella Guy, over to Tug. You can see everything there. They pulled it from somewhere else, where Deuce has been putting it out in the anti-what the hell's legal system, anti-what the hell's ecosystem. So want to talk about disgusting behavior. This guy who literally doesn't even know how to take a phone or a computer and mark out Attorney Worm's information. This guy who doesn't even know how to take a screenshot, which is literally pressing 2 buttons on his phone for screen recording.
Well, don't teach him how to do it.
I ain't teaching him nothing. You think he could actually learn? This guy who operates in a 1960s nasty paneling in the house, who had paper towels to his side, wiping constantly because he's got something major going on with him, whether it's rug abuse or whether it's mental, who knows what it is, but it ain't allergies. This guy threatens a major law firm in Ohio. They did not take too kindly to that. Here's what I will share with you. They are taking action against him. That's what I will share. So disgusting, illegal, unethical, trying to portray himself as an attorney representing Lynette and Crook in Ohio when he has no authority, nor could he ever pro hoc vice into it because of his Connecticut issues. Now you're going, well, how did he pro hoc vice into the federal court? Well, he was already in the Connecticut federal court, and he just transferred over to the federal court. He cannot represent in Florida, in Ohio. They would deny him immediately, and he knows it. And he's illegally portraying himself as their legal representation in Ohio. Yeah, not very smart. One idiot with paneling can't even afford a decent house for his family. He's scammed so many. He's got no clients. He's trying to come after my money, and he's going up against a major law firm. Pretty stupid. Beyond stupid.
Not too bright. Not too bright.
Yeah, not too bright. And and here's the other thing. If he truly believes Lynette and Crook are innocent, let's be very clear.
I don't think
he does not believe that at all. At all. Okay? He doesn't believe it.
No, he doesn't.
He doesn't believe it at all.
Because why does he keep arguing that the signs were only up for X amount of time? Clearly, he's indicating that his clients did put up the sign and that they are involved with the sign making. Why argue the amount of time that it was put up for?
Well, not only that, if they're so innocent and she wants her story told and these witnesses are being deposed, why is Deuce out there telling every single one of these witnesses do not show?
What they should 100% show up and be deposed and share her truth.
Marla Huge, no show. Right? Lisa Repulsi, no show.
And
right?
Marlai was the very first one to stick up for her.
Oh, yeah.
And try to be her best friend.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Never been on the property. Never seen the child. Never. Yeah. Honestly, I'm not even sure she could get outside the front door, to be honest. Marlai Huge is nothing other than a liar that's huge. A huge liar. And so if they're so dead set on telling Lynette's truth, if they so believe she's innocent, why aren't they showing up? Why aren't they showing up? So you had
deleting evidence, not showing up to depositions,
now
destroying evidence, destroying phones. Like the list can keep going on, and just makes her and her side look so bad.
We also have Deuce not providing discovery. Literally not providing discovery.
So instead of taking the time to come up with discovery, he's just sending off more motions and letters that make the asking Gainesville to Gainesville versus taking the time to come up with discovery.
Please, Gainesville, they're making songs about me. Please. Okay. So if she's innocent, they believe she's innocent. They don't show, which I do want to share a little bit about Amanda Martin's deposition and Dodgy Robbie's deposition. So you've got, how many people have not shown so far? You got Lisa Repulsi, head walrus. You've got Marlai Huge. You've got Russ the Sus. Now you also had Dodgy Robbie. So Dodgy Robbie is connected because he was on Discovery, very limited for one season, all kinds of problems. And frankly, I believe he's the root of those problems. Canceled immediately. He did have somebody on his behalf. He knows somebody in New York. And he had a lawyer call my lawyer and say, hey, Robbie isn't showing up. And then goes, by the way, if you're going to pursue this, he's going to have to get counsel in Florida. No kidding. Yeah, it's being pursued. Yeah, you better get counsel. My goodness. So Dodgy Robbie has an actual lawyer call. And
from a different state.
From a different state who can't even practice and represent him in Florida. Yeah, it's going to be an issue. Yeah, it's moving forward. Yeah, he better hire a lawyer. Okay, so Deuce is not providing discovery whatsoever. He's got moments left on the clock. I mean, by moments, I mean just a handful of hours. You know, what is it? 48 hours, somewhere in there, something like that. Still nothing. Oh, by the way, part of that discovery is the GPS locations of that Jeep Gladiator, proving that they were the ones that posted the signs, where the signs were actually found. Why is he not providing discovery? Why is Lynette and Crook not providing discovery? They want their truth to be told. The truth is in the evidence. The truth is in the evidence. And witnesses still aren't showing. Discovery is still not coming.
What do you think a jury's going to think of that?
What do you think the jury's going to think about all of these witnesses that are going to be deposed? They will be deposed. The magistrate will then make an order and say, you will be deposed or you will be arrested if you don't show. All of them are going to get the same thing. And if they don't show, they will be arrested. The magistrate will now step in and say, you show or you go to jail. Not getting $200. Not passing go. Directly to jail. By the way, there is no get out of free card for them. Now, I have plenty of those, but there's none for them. So you've got witnesses online literally bragging. You mentioned this already. Bragging about new electronics, new phones. Lynette online bragging. You've got Head Walrus stating that she has all Lynette's electronic devices with communication from Shara. You've got them bragging, and we have it all of it. We have everything they've said, everything that they've deleted. We have it. It's not like it doesn't exist. We have it all. Now, that being said, it's a tremendous amount of information, and it takes a tremendous amount of time to filter through it. Guess what we got? Time. The hearing's in August. So you've got them online, and then this moron is so desperate, he's begging Attorney Worm. How do you feel about that one? Who's Attorney Worm, George?
So his last name, well, let's just say that he was the attorney for the town of Otter Creek, never showed in person, always showed up via Zoom. They're paying him all this money to be the town attorney, but he never showed up in person except for one time. But then come to find out, he shows up to every
in Bronson.
Every meeting in Bronson, which is only 10, 15 minutes away. So that made him look even more foolish. Well, he ended up getting the boot because he was terrible at his job.
Not only that, he tried to charge Otter Creek residents and Town Hall $10,000 for work that he didn't do and work that was not requested for him to do. And he's still trying to get that money. So you've got a corrupt Deuce trying to bring in another corrupt Attorney Worm who lied and cheated and stole from the actual town of Otter Creek. And by the way, if they want to pursue anything legally against me, you understand defamation isn't defamation when it's true and there's actual evidence. This evidence has all been presented in town hall meetings. We have it online on the channel. And not only that, he's a non-litigating lawyer. Not only that, Lynette and Crook went off when they first got here on Russ the Sus,
went after him.
Stewart, and Attorney Worm,
and Elder Man,
and Mary. Oh, wait, they were bullying an elder man.
Yes, they were. Stewart, Russell, and the attorney, all elder.
Why do they always pick on the elderly?
I don't get it.
Why do they continue to pick on the elderly? Why do they have something against elderly men?
I don't get it either.
I don't get it.
Well, Mary wasn't a man, and they hated her.
Well, that's true. Lynette posted the very first thing she was going to do when she got voted into town hall. She was going to fire Mary immediately
because she so wanted her job.
Yeah. So you've got Lynette posting all these derogatory, horrible things about these individuals: Russell Sus, Attorney Worm, Mary, and even Stewart. And did they go after Dan? Captain Dan.
not
They
that
kind
I
of
know
let
of.
Captain Dan out, which all Captain Dan ever did in the meetings was sleep anyway. So I guess he couldn't be too, sleeping compared to everything else everybody else did doesn't look that bad when you put it in comparison. But for any of these residents to be voting in somebody like Dan, who just sleeps through the meetings, that's pretty pathetic as well. So Deuce writes Attorney Worm, which is warm, but Russ can't say worm.
It's his southern twang. It's his southern twang.
He don't do warm. He only does worm. And so Russ the Sus would call Attorney Worm. I don't do emails, Attorney Worm. So it's warm, but Deuce is so dumb. Instead of using electronics, which is way, way easier than scribbling on a document, Deuce scribbles on a document. Didn't he highlight
first and then
scribbles and sends it to the judge in federal court? Looks like a 5-year-old did it and doesn't leave out the most important information. I used to be an attorney for Town of Otter Creek. Non-litigating attorney, doesn't litigate anywhere, anytime, has no connection. And as a matter of fact, most of the people in Levy County know that he's a corrupt, underhanded, and really horrible attorney. They want nothing to do with him. Why do you think he was in Otter Creek? Because that's the way Russ the Sus is. So the complete and total stupidity, the complete and total foolishness, the complete and total...
Well, he's just like his client where she's like, we've talked to so many attorneys and no attorney would touch it for months. Remember that during her deposition?
Oh, well, she just needed to get the right ambulance chaser from Connecticut,
and so
trying to get fame and
Deuce
money.
Is taking the exact same steps.
And he's going to lose everything in his life. Literally. And I mean this legally. I mean this very legally. Don't misinterpret me by any stretch of the imagination. Same way that Deuce has tried to misinterpret me in court and saying, Jeremy said he's suing them and his goal isn't to win, it's to sue them and bankrupt them. No, we weren't even in court then. I was talking about the aspect of court. When you go to court, this is what happens in court. You sue, the win is the other person is broke. We're not even talking about them, as Deuce keeps bringing this up completely and totally out of context. Completely and totally out of context, which he'll be called out on that in court as well.
Why someone takes someone to court to win? It's obviously not to lose, right? It's to win.
If Lynette and Crook move tomorrow, I would call that a win. I would call that a win.
That would be a huge win.
That would be a huge win. We could live our life in somewhat peace and normalcy again. That would be a win. There's all kinds of different wins. I'm sure you guys could put it in the chat right now. What would be considered another win?
Would a win be a reconsider motion to transfer the case from Gainesville to Gainesville, and then people are inspired to write songs about it?
The judge, they're writing blues songs about me.
He even threw in the genre. It's
a blues song about me.
Because of your order and your decision.
Order, I swear, I knew it was in Gainesville. I just knew it. I knew it the entire time. I can prove it. You're wrong, Judge. You're wrong. Oh my goodness, the complete and total foolishness and childishness of this fool.
Yeah.
Wow. We're going to move from Gainesville to Gainesville. By the way, we want to move you to our auction tonight afterwards. We are giving away $100 for you to spend on Amazon. So you definitely want to be there for that. We have
I love shopping on Amazon.
We got the link pinned in the comment. We're going to have a great auction. There's going to be silver. There's going to be gold. There's going to be gold foils, coins. We are going to have another amazing, fun auction. So he literally tries to get the attorney that Lynette and Deuce are attacking. And Attorney Worm.
Lynette and Crook.
Lynette and Crook are attacking.
Oh, I bet he didn't know that. I bet Deuce didn't know that.
Well, Deuce probably didn't know that, and Worm probably didn't know that. But Worm has now been officially notified of who Deuce is, what he has done, what he's done in the past, and what he continues to do, and the people he's aligned himself with, felons, frauds, rug abusers, individuals that sleep with victims, but then claim that they're a victim of that person, and the list could go on and on, right? You know, the bottom of the barrel, the people that are useless in our society that really need to just go somewhere else. They could go straight to, well, not the Hales. We don't want them here. We definitely don't want them here. There's got to be another place for them to go. They can go ruin each other's lives somewhere else. So these are the bottom of the barrel in society. Deuce, Lynette, Crook, these other fools. And so Attorney Worm has now been notified in regards to all of this, because this fool, like a 5-year-old, scribbled and forgot to scribble out some of the most important information. And he does not even know. I mean, you literally just and you block something on your phone. It takes less effort on your phone than it does to pick up a pen and.
Well, he had to print it all out first and then scan it back in.
What idiot.
He may be the same person that doesn't know how to use Wi-Fi and Bluetooth. Not very tech savvy, that's for sure.
Not very legally savvy either, that's for sure.
This is true.
I'm shocked that he ever had a client in his life. Again, this guy's been denied. By my last count, do you know how many times he's been denied so far in court?
More than 2 handfuls.
Yes, 11 times, my last count. Denied.
No, it's got to be more than 11.
Is it more?
I thought it was more than.
Actually, I didn't count.
I don't know.
I'm going based off of the counts that other people did online.
Let's just say I lost.
I looked at some websites that talk about our life and our story, and they said by their count it was 11 so far. So I was just going based on their count.
If we're 11. Wrong, correct us. It could be more.
Maybe some of you guys know. It could be more. Could be more. 11 denials.
I bet Deuce doesn't know.
And he's denied to move the case from Gainesville to Gainesville. And then he goes on. The Walrus says, "Yeah, this is a win. This is great.
This is what we wanted."
And he files another motion to move it from Gainesville to Gainesville.
But I thought it was a win.
Oh my goodness! How in the world?
Why would he file a reconsideration motion if it was a win the first time it was denied?
Now, I also want you guys to know that the judge has denied things on my behalf as well. So the judge has denied sanctions one time so far, and he's denied it based on what he said was the behavior of Randy Shockett. Well, Randy Shockett was taken out of context, not completely and totally shared. Deuce continues to do this, take things out of context and try and twist and turn and lie. And that's what he's doing. He's lying. Half-truth is still a lie. 16. You understand 16? That? 16, is it? All right, 16. 16 so half-truth is still a lie. Omission, I tell George this all the time. There are sins of commission, sins that you did and you shouldn't have done, or sins of omission, things that you didn't do that you should have done. They're both sin. Commission, you did it. Omission, you didn't do it, but you should have done it. And so he has taken things out of context or twisted and turned it. And so the magistrate, the judge, can come right back and turn that decision around and go, you're paying sanctions. Now, in regards to paying sanctions, everybody wants to know, did Amanda Martin show for her deposition? Tell me in the chat, do you think Amanda Martin...
There is a 50-50 chance that she would have showed up. So let us know in the chat. Do you type in 1 if you think she did? Type in 2 if you think no.
Well, and you realize Deuce aligns himself with the same people who don't know how to spell purgatory or perjury. These are the people he's hanging out with, because nobody of any kind of excellence, nobody of any high caliber, nobody who has any competency wants anything to do with this idiot or Lynette or Crook. So
we're getting mixed. We're getting mixed answers.
Do they think she showed or she didn't show?
I'm seeing 1s and 2s.
All right, interesting.
Troy said 69. I don't know what that means, Troy, but I'm seeing 1s and 2s.
What, really? You're too pure to know what Troy is talking about right there? You're too pure for that.
Jack's mom says perjury.
I'm too pure for that.
Perjury.
Can hashtag perjury. I mean, how stupid
perjury
can you
is
be?
Short for purgatory, isn't it?
How stupid are these people? Can't even spell perjury, let alone know how the legal system works now that they're going to be held in contempt and there's going to be sanctions. All right. Did Amanda Martin former.
It's a tie right now. It's
right.
50-50. So the planet wants to know, did she show up? Which, if you don't know who she is, let's set the foundation. She was a former victim's advocate for Levy County.
At the courthouse.
Yes.
Who claimed she was working on behalf of Lynette, but she couldn't have been working on behalf of Lynette because there was no
how would she have
case.
Lynette was never a victim. So how would she be assigned?
You know who she was assigned as a victim? Me. Because of Lynette, me. Because of Crook, me. Because of her son assaulting me, the rat Cunningham. Me. You know what she did for me? Nothing. Now, I do want to share with you.
She did the opposite of advocate.
I do want to share with you that she did show up. She showed up. She showed up. Now, she showed up 20 minutes late.
Didn't try to whisper in her ear not to?
Well, we're going to get into that. So she did show up. She showed up 20 minutes late. Deuce 3 times interrupted unethically, illegally, gave her legal counsel, coached the witness who was not there with legal counsel, nor can he be her legal counsel. He interrupts not once, not twice, 3 times, which sanctions are being filed for that now as well. And tells her, listen, all you have to do is you can shut this down. He goes, I can't shut this down right now. You can shut this down. Tell him you're done, and it's going to be shut down based on this law. Wow.
So he's coaching.
Do you understand
record.
How illegal this is?
On record.
How illegal this is when the magistrate finds out. Wow.
But let's be honest, though. I don't think Deuce has the ability to not interrupt and I don't think he has the ability to follow instructions. This is the same guy who printed out a motion, highlighted it, wasn't dark enough, and then crossed it out and submitted it.
This is the same guy that filed another motion to move from Gainesville to Gainesville again.
This is the same guy who can't even take a screenshot or how to screen record.
Maybe he can't see anything past his schnoz.
I mean, this could be true.
This
could very well be true.
It's not this junk in the trunk. It's the junk in the front. It's the junk.
Like, Deuce just can't help himself. Just like his client. The moment she takes the stand, she's not going to be able to help herself. And she's just going to...
The jury...
She is going to crush her own self.
The jury, once they
hear her...
and see the evidence.
She has no bedside manners, like no indoor voice.
She's going to look at the jury. You are not a nice jury.
You don't know my story.
I've got an e-bike now. I was resting. And I just got off the ladder and I turned around. Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah. Just so happens 2 middle fingers go. So Deuce is threatening my Ohio lawyers and when he can't even practice in Ohio. Can't even practice illegally.
Doesn't have a license.
Trying to make it look like he actually is a lawyer in Ohio. And oh my goodness, I just can't wait till the jury sees him. Oh boy. They're going to be like, is that a nose?
JK says, and the jury is going to say,
is that a nose?
You only have 3 teeth.
Is that a nose? Is that a nose?
They're going to say she's lying through her 3 teeth.
She's lying through her tooth. All right. So we all know their narrative has changed. Okay. So they're trying damage control like crazy. Their narrative now is Jeremy. They focus on me, even though you film every time you go by as well. Even though
so does Dee.
Deanna films every time she goes by as well.
Yeah. And if I'm in the vehicle with you, or if I'm in the vehicle with Dee, but everyone in the vehicle is recording.
Okay, so the narrative
again for our safety, because we have the fear for our safety, because these people are unhinged and neighbors have witnessed them firing off pew-pews on vehicles that look like my Jeep.
So their narrative now to try and save themselves is Jeremy's trying to film a little girl. Oh,
but
really?
These are the same people who held a Christmas event that filmed that
the little girl. All right, I want everybody to count. How many times have you seen a little girl on my channel? What the Hales? How many times? And by the way, if me saying my channel offends you, hey, there it is. If something offends you here, let us know. We can all use a good laugh. The name is what's the last name in there?
Hale
Oh,
to
yeah.
the Hales,
Okay.
Hales.
All right.
How many times have you seen that child on Biscuit Butt's channel?
All right. Busted can of biscuits. Not only does he act like
the dude's creepy. Sorry.
beyond
Before
creepy,
we even met
hiding in the bushes, filming George, literally hiding in the bushes.
Yes.
He's bragging to individuals in Otter Creek that he's sleeping with that old woman Joy, who is 3 times his age. Talk about creepy. And
he calls her his sugar mama.
And he's filmed her in the dark. So we've got Halloween, we've got the flea market, we've got Christmas, etc., 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 etc. So let's take a real count right here. We got Busted Can of Biscuits literally filming this child nonstop, putting her on the internet. You hear anything at all about him trying to film the child? No. You've got me going by filming for my own protection. She's going by filming for her own protection. Deanna's going by filming for her own protection. Why aren't they saying that they're trying to film the child? Why aren't they going after the 2 females saying they're trying to film the child? Why is it Jeremy's trying to film the child when the person who has the child on their channel is the Walruses and Busted Can of Biscuits? These freaks who actually scam and con rug addicts, and they have another rug addict on the property. The child is in danger.
She's been in danger since the moment they moved here. It's a revolving door of convicted felons and people that have been arrested in Levy County for rugs.
Now, here's the other funny part. Deuce is literally trying to say, hey, Judge, we need this whole federal case dismissed because Jeremy hasn't shared any screenshots that say that Lynette or Crook called him we'll just say a PDF file. Except we have screenshots. Not only do we have screenshots, individuals, walruses, in the biggest spin and lies, try to state that this is a communication between Lynette and Shara answering questions. Now, if any of you, oh my goodness. Oh, wow. Boy, I just got all right, that's between, okay, I just got something else from Stark and my lawyer. I was going to show something, but wow, that threw me off. Okay, by the way, Lynette and Crook's depositions just got scheduled. Where was I going? Oh my goodness.
We were talking about...
All right.
We were talking about filming.
All right. So you've got all these fools trying to say that I'm trying to do something with this little girl, not saying anything about the females that are actually filming.
Screenshots and Shara.
And then the walrus, the head walrus, Repulsi, is trying to say that these are actually cut and paste and with a communication, private communication with
if it's on Facebook, there's nothing
with
about
Shara.
it.
All right. So first of all, it's a complete and total post, and it is Lynette posted on. Now, here's the thing: Lynette deleted the entire group, okay?
Facebook group.
So now what happens because she deleted the entire group, which we have all the screenshots and all the metadata.
Well, she also included it in a police report that she deleted it.
So we have that as well.
And during the deposition, she also said she got rid of it.
All right. So they're lying and spinning and all of this stuff in regards to this whole thing. So let's look at the actual real post. Let's look at the whole thing, which I know is here somewhere. I saw somebody posted it. Let's find it. You know, these people are so pathetic. They're literally trying to say we're falling apart right now as we show the evidence. Okay. All right. There's that one. It might be on the other group. Man, these people post so much. Do you people not have anything else to do in life? I'm talking about the haters. Like, do something positive in your life for once.
I don't think they have the ability to.
Okay. Well, here we have it. Otter Creek, friends and family, right there. Or is it which one was it? Yeah, Otter Creek, friends and family. There's one right there. The complete and total post. Admin, 6 minutes. Boom, boom, boom. By the way, it goes even further. And you can see it is not by any stretch of the imagination a personal message at all.
Yes, it was not a personal message.
And we have all the comments under
group.
it as well.
Yes.
And so it just keeps going on and on and on and on. The child is in danger. The child is in danger. That's what it comes down to.
Well, Shara can confirm that now that she sees it with her own eyes. It's always been for the concern and the safety of not only the residents of Otter Creek, including ourselves, but the child too, and the animals. Like if you have no money to feed yourself, why are you running a rescue?
Well, and I'm so sick and tired of hearing, I'm an elderly disabled woman. I'm a single mom. Who put her own self in this situation? No elderly, disabled, single mom has any business adopting a child that she can't provide for.
Especially a special needs rug baby.
All right. The child's in danger. As a matter of fact, I'm going to read you an article about Lynette from July 29th, 1989. Voices for Children selling bumper stickers. All right. Now, we've heard from Lynette that her mom has been diagnosed with Munchausen by proxy. I'm not sure I believe that. I 100% believe that Lynette. It says for 5 years, Marcia, what's that last name?
I don't know how to pronounce it.
Galley. Marcia Galley. You can see right here. That's Lynette's mom. Galle. Okay. Now, here's the interesting thing in regards to Lynette's actual given name. Okay. Galle, which by the way, she doesn't use anymore, which when she divorced Crook, she went back to Preston. That's odd enough as it is. Lynette's last name is
that was like 7 husbands ago.
Galle. And this is what it means. The original is German. It's German descent. She's German. It's a variant of Gal or Gaul. Okay. H like Hall, but Gaul. Gall, or a nickname for an evil person from Middle High German. Bile, bitterness, or falsehood. That's what the actual name means. Incredible that her true, God-given, born with last name defines her completely. All right, so let's talk about what her mom had to say in 1989 about her and what her mom was trying to do. For 5 years, Marcia Galley worked to stop the abuse of her 4 grandchildren. In the past year, she spent over $60,000 in an attorney, court, and detective fees. Recently, she filed for bankruptcy. All right, so let's see why. Now the Rochester area chapter of Voices for Children, a support group that assists others with child protection problems, has begun an effort to help Galley of Bloomington to help her grandchildren who now live in Missouri. You all know that Lynette lived in Missouri. She jumps and jumps. She burns every bridge and jumps, burns every bridge and jumps, burns every bridge and jumps. As part of that effort to raise public awareness, Voices for the Children is selling "What Are You Doing to Stop Child Abuse" bumper stickers, said Beatrice Lidicki, a member of the group. Many people who live in this country are trying to protect a child or children who live in another country from abuse. Just because Marcia's case is in another county than ours is no reason to say it doesn't involve us. It does. We all live in the same state and are all subject to the same laws, she said in a press release. Last month, Galley gained some notoriety in the state when she testified in the first series of hearings into the failure of the Minnesota child protection and criminal justice systems to respond to the physical and the actual, put an S on it, abuse of children. Now let's keep going on. Minnesota child protection and criminal justice systems to respond to that. Galley's story was heard by a bipartisan legislative task force that is trying to strengthen child welfare laws. Galley told legislators that child protection agencies were aware that her grandchildren were being terrorized by their parents, but did nothing to stop the abuse, according to an account in the Star Tribune based in Minneapolis. Child protective workers had reports of the children being tied to doorknobs. Do you understand? She's talking about Lynette. They have reports of the children being tied to doorknobs, hit, being ordered to pose in adult lingerie, and having knotted socks jammed into their mouths to silence their screams, the report said. You understand this is Lynette's mom talking about Lynette. I could just stop right there and that's enough to make you vomit. Repulse-y. And now, after we go live, you're going to hear a walrus try and spin all of this. That's repulsive. How in the world could any of these fools support Lynette, Crook, this walrus, Deuce, or anyone else who have done such heinous things? Donations brought in from the bumper sticker sales will be sent to the Minnesota Challenge to Stop Child Abuse Fund at the First Brookdale State Bank, Liddick said. Checks payable to the fund also can be mailed to, and they give the address. Those who would like to make a donation receive a bumper sticker, da-da-da. At the end, it says, we are asking people to help Marcia. We're asking people to help Marcia. She cannot continue to fight for her grandchildren's safety without money. You realize that this is a report from 1989. What has changed? This is a woman who is saying that they have the reports. Let me see this.
Well,
child protection workers. Let's read it one more time together. 1989. Child protection workers had reports of the children being tied to doorknobs, hit, being ordered to pose in adult lingerie, having knotted socks jammed into their mouths to silence their screams, the report said. That's quoting the child protection reports.
Well, for those that don't know, because Lynette did have multiple social media, Facebook pages, groups. She had both groups and pages. One of the pages she created was called Parental Alienation, and it was started because of her mother and her sister.
Because of her mom and her sister. She was 100% against her mom and her sister.
Another Facebook group that she has since then got rid of.
Do you realize that her children have confirmed, not only confirmed, they have told it's all the same. Her children have been online sharing this, but this is what was going on with their life. Yeah. So when people want to try and spin the truth and say Jeremy's trying to film a child, but they say nothing about George when she goes by, nothing about Deanna when she goes by, and you've got a creeper, busted can of biscuits, and a repulsive individual who's married to a rug addict, who they fraud individuals, elderly, and you got Lynette and Crook attacking elderly.
Disabled too.
Oh, yeah, forgot the disabled part. I'm sorry. And then you got scammers like Deuce jumping on board for fame and trying to get money when he's going to lose everything. And you got other fraudsters jumping on board as well. Don't you ever forget that this child needs saved from these horrific, horrible individuals. So, boy, that's a hard transition. That's some tough stuff right there. It's sickening.
It is sickening.
It makes you want to vomit. Now, the reality is when we drive by, when I drive by, I driving by and filming for my own protection. Why aren't you seeing anything? After I mentioned that this is going to the Ohio court and the head walrus is going to be involved in this in Ohio court, and she is going to have to hire legal representation. This is happening. As a matter of fact, Busted Can of Biscuits, Lisa Repulsi, and even Stupid Dave, in just a number of weeks here, probably 2 weeks, are going to find out that they're in another lawsuit. Oh, and they're not the only ones. Not by any stretch of the imagination. Keep messing with me. Keep defaming me. And you're going to find out what's going to happen in court. And that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to take care of it the legal right way. Now, I don't care, like Amanda Martin, you're going to find out when I release her deposition at the end. She's like, I'm sorry, Mr. Hales. And then you're going to find out when I left what she's had to say. No, there are no more apologies. The grace has overflowed and it has run out, and there will be no more. This is all going to court. Let me say this again. Fullest extent of the law for every single one of them. Paint chips is going to be in there too. Every single one of them. Fullest extent of the law. And I've said this from the very beginning. Yes, I'm concerned about our safety, but I'm concerned about a child's safety before I'm concerned about ours. Save a child, save the people of Otter Creek. We are the people of Otter Creek. That means us. Save the animals. Oh, by the way, when they post and say, this is Tyra's cat, and Tyra's cat's pure black, that's a lie as well. As a matter of fact, I have video right now. I have video of the cat coming I'm not showing it tonight. It's going to be a whole nother episode. I'm not showing it tonight. I have multiple
So did the
videos.
cat make it back to Iowa?
No, the cat came into the schoolhouse.
Yeah, but I thought I saw a post where Tyra sent them a picture of the cat.
Well, they tried to spin it that way. Absolutely tried to spin it that way. You know, this is horrible stuff. It really is horrible stuff. And the way that we deal with it best, it honestly, it's through humor. And so
some of the funniest times and happiest times of my life is when I'm making fun of myself.
And I hope that that people understand that it is very stressful for us, extremely stressful. Very. Extremely. And it's very challenging. It's very financially challenging. Extremely. We are at $2,67,500 in legal fees right now. We're nowhere near. We're not even halfway to where we're going to be in the legal process. Who knows how much it's going to cost to save a child, to save the residents of Otter Creek, and to save these animals from these horrific monsters. And they're monsters. And they keep adding, and growing. It's horrific. And so the way that we try and deal with it is we try and laugh. And so it's not funny what's happening to children. It's not funny what's happening to the residents of Otter Creek. It's not funny what's happening to the animals. But we are finally publishing our first book with What the Hales. What the Hales. As a matter of fact, it's going to be for sale on Whatnot very soon. As you know, we're gonna have a auction here tonight, and it's called the Polyflop, the Clown series.
This is just story one.
Story number one of the series, the Polyflop, the Clown series. Polyflop, the Clown's courtroom catastrophe, the perilous plea, and the ridiculous ruse. In the quaint town of Tubetown, where the streets do gleam, came Polyflop, the Clown, with a dream quite extreme. He longed to be a lawyer, sharp and wise, but his mind was not quick, it was just filled with lies. His fame was as thin as the reed in the breeze, a weak little body with no strength in his knees. His nose was a marvel, it was long and quite bent, like a question mark with no good intent. Upon his head sat a top hat, tattered and torn, made of old leather, all frayed and forlorn. It was silly, ridiculous, as is from a play, making him look old and quite mentally challenged each day. Polyflop and his cohorts rolled on a train, with schemes in their minds of deception to gain. Though Polyflop tried hard to be a lawyer in court, his arguments were weak and his knowledge was short. Polyflop, you fool, they said in the court. You're no lawyer, but a jester, a silly, laughable sort. His failure in law made him bitter and mad. He'd not take correction. Oh, it made him quite sad. Oh, so mad, quite sad. The mockery of his hat and his lawyer's flight would make him so angry he'd cry all night. He was shunned to the circus where laughter was key. Can you go let Jerry in, please? Yeah. That's not part of the book. He was shunned, or let Deanna know, please. He was shunned to the circus where laughter was key, a clown in a sideshow for all to see. With Fleecy, his walrus, fat, smelly, and sly, she'd snort, cough, and hack unsuspecting passers-by. But Polyflop, heart still yearned for fame. He plotted with Fleecy to play a new game. They used Tubetown TV with their crooked crew, a gang of degenerate stalkers and felons, too. Together they planned to swindle and steal, to gain fame and fortune with each dishonest deal. We need your coins, they say on the screen, for children and fences, let's keep them pristine. But all the money they took, it was all for their gain, to chase fame and fortune, for all that was their true aim. From lands far and wide the money did flow, these con artists' pockets were beginning to grow. But in Tubetown, the mayor, wise as could be, with his friends, the smart townsfolk, saw through the deceit. They tried to warn folks from near and from far, Polyflop and his crew, beware their star. They're liars and cheats, their hearts are stone cold. They'll keep all your money, their promises will fold. But some didn't listen, they sent coins with glee, believing in causes that they would never be. Until one day the truth finally broke through, exposing Flop the clown and his crooked crew. The mayor with evidence stood tall and proud with receipts in his hands, spoke clear and loud. These villains tricked many with lies and with theft. It's time they paid for the pain they've left. The court, swift and just, did not spare the lot. They fined Flop and Fleazy more than they'd got. With pockets now empty, their hearts full of dread, they faced the judge whose sentence was read. In jail they'll now be thrown for lying and stealing, for trying to hurt Tube Town with their dishonest dealing. The town's honest folk had spoken the truth about Flop, Fleecy, and their crew uncouth. Oh, about Flop. And so the moral in rhyme here does unfold. Don't trust in the tales that seem shiny as gold. Let wisdom guide you. Yes, let truth be your guide.
Thank you, Tom.
For crime through deceit will be punished worldwide. What the Hale's first story coming to Whatnot here in quite a short amount of time. Now that's chapter 1. There will be additional chapters coming as well. And as a matter of fact, we in just mere moments, we're going to jump over to our Whatnot, where we'll be giving away $100. George, what else can they
there's all kinds of stuff in our Buy It Now.
If you'd like to be a part of supporting us in our legal fees, all of our Whatnot proceeds are going towards of our legal fees, which are numerous.
Buckets of fun stuff in our Buy It Now. I do have to run because I do got to set up my laptop and the camera.
Oh, okay. So you're going to run?
Yes. I'll see you guys on Whatnot.
All right. George is going to run. I've never seen George run. I have seen Lynette run, who claimed that she's disabled and has no spine and can't walk and can't run, even though, and also was on Highway 19 illegally with a child, and the list goes on and on, right? The list goes on and on. Okay. All right. So story of Flop coming soon. I love it when these fools actually give us more creativity, give us more laughs, despite all the stress and all the insanity that they've actually caused in our lives. Jay, thank you so much for the $1.99. Everybody that sent super chats tonight, we really appreciate it. Truly appreciate it. We will get to the mail next week, I promise. There was a lot to go over tonight. We had a lot of things that we wanted to touch base on. And Amanda Martin's deposition coming soon. Not only that, 3 deputies were at Public Storage where I picked up my unit on Friday. And that's tomorrow's video. You're gonna see one of the officers and the aspect of the insanity that happened to me. And then what you're going to see is karma hit me so hard again. So hard. I can't take it, karma. I can't take it. I'm losing my hair because of karma. You know, isn't it funny that the fools online make fun of my hair when I already make fun of my hair? Listen, this doesn't define who I am. I make fun of my nose. This doesn't define who I am. I make fun of my body. This doesn't define who I am. This defines who we are as people. And I want to encourage you, be one of the good people. Don't be one of these fools that are easily having their ears tickled by the spinning of the truth, by the constant lies. Look at the evidence, research the evidence yourself so you know the truth. Think of it this way. If you were picked to be on the jury, what do you have to see as truth? The only people that are actually showing evidence is us. When people are asked for accountability, asked for evidence, asked for proof, they're yelled and screamed at on the other side. You know, the felons, the rug addicts. I'll see you on Whatnot. We're headed over right now. We're giving away $100, and I want to give it to you. Click on the link. I'll see you there real soon.